Last week I talked about cowards and how it's the one trait in humans I despise the most. But how about heroes? Heroes are nice to have, but increasingly hard to find. And of course, your choice of hero is an insight into the qualities you venerate in others and maybe wish for yourself. The media will relentlessly steer you towards who they want you to look up to, so many of them unworthy. But if you can find just one famous person in your lifetime to truly admire, you're doing pretty well. So when the sister of my hero called out for prayers for her this week because she wasn't doing well and was experiencing some health challenges, I thought she might be toast. Turns out she isn't, and that the sister was simply using hillbilly prose to describe somebody just a bit under the weather. But I thought it was as good a time as any to praise my hero to the mountaintops. You never know when she might be leaving the porch. So why Dolly Parton? The bombshell Barbie who visits a plastic surgeon as often as you and I visit the fridge. Well, because under all of that is the most real and authentic person you'll ever lay eyes on. She knows what she is, who she is, and she ain't making any apologies for that. She has been successful in her 60-year marriage to one man, in her multi-million dollar businesses, and in her songwriting and music career.
Been a remarkably successful businesswoman. How has that happened?
Well, my dad was like that. My dad raised 12 children. My daddy could not read nor write. Never had a chance to go to school. But my daddy was so smart. You know, I've just always wondered what all my daddy might have been able to do had he had an education. But my daddy, I watched him maneuver. I watched how he could trade and barter, and, you know, it's like he would, well, they call it good horse sense or horse trading. They call it street smarts if you're from the city, but good old country horse sense. My daddy was so smart, and I just watched him through the years. And my daddy was also one of those people that was really willing to work. He was up all the time, up early, having to farm before he went to work on construction or doing whatever he had to do to keep food on the table. But he always just managed to make some of the best deals and some of the best choices. And I was very influenced by that. Now, I got my music from my mother's side of the family, and most musicians don't want to work at anything else. So I got my work ethic from my dad, I got my music from my mama, and I tried in the early days when I would think about it and I started seeing that I could make money at this, I thought, well, they do call this the music business. So why don't I kind of lay a little heavy on the business side of things?